what you did. I can see
But
the but.
have
Hello,
you ever seen?
everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one shots, mini series, and long running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, episode 3 of our Tomb Raider Shadows of Truth? Yeah. Playthrough. Uh, I saw as, quote, from many places on the internet, the most woke TTRPG of the modern era, so of course we had to play it. But before we dive into the intros and the characters and the story, I do have just a few announcements to go through. This feels so weird. It feels like I haven't streamed in like weeks. Um, we do have a sponsor tonight in every stream, which is Soul Muppet Publishing. They're a fantastic publishing house with a bunch of very cool games under their belts, namely Orbital Blues, which we have done a playthrough of on the channel, and you'll see again someday, maybe, probably. Other than that, if you missed any of our streams, you can find them on our YouTube channel. It's just Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. We have hundreds of videos, well over 1,000 hours of content, and a backlog of YouTube videos that need to be edited and uploaded that we just don't talk about. So if you want to support the amazing people you see in front of you, you can go there, support all of our older stuff, give it the likes, the follows, the subscriptions, all that good stuff that pleases the all-powerful algorithm. And I think that's pretty much all I got. It's a pretty light month, so I am going to go around, let everyone tell you who they are, who they're playing tonight, and let's go with what these characters are most afraid of right now. We'll go left to right, top to bottom, as we do, which means that we are starting with the trickster goddess herself, the thief in the middle of the night, Elsie.
Thank you. That's such a beautiful intro for me, and I really appreciate it. Um, I hate this question, Holly. Actually, I forgot what the question was for a second, and then I remember what am I most afraid of right now, and then I had a mental breakdown about something else that was not related to this game. Um, and I am Elsie. I'm optimistic on social media. I use she/they pronouns. I play Inari, the changed playbook. Just a little guy with a little guy in my head who I'm dating. Absolutely. Is that on par for me? No, I've never done this in my life. Um, what was I supposed to do? She also uses she/they pronouns. And what is Inari most afraid of right now?
Yeah.
Herself.
Okay. I can see it. Um, over to, I say, our muscle mommy, the shield against the darkness. Over to Rose.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Rose. I use they, she pronouns. I am playing Maria, the muscle mommy, who also uses they, she pronouns. She is the hunter playbook and the de facto captain of our band of raiders trying to make things right after some shit that we did before. You can find me at Rose from the Grave. And the thing she's most afraid of is death, not because of what you think, like she dies and it's over. She's afraid of what happens to the team if she's gone. So it is not I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about what happens if I'm not here to save them.
Right. Yeah, makes sense to me. And I think then we go over to the most unhinged character currently in the party, the embodiment of shadows. Over to Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I'm playing Ariadne. Her pronouns are she, her as well. She is currently in her shadow self and is our crafter, but I guess what she's most afraid of right now, I feel like it's a mixture of herself as well as the things that she can create. Because while the things she create can be very helpful, if they're put in the wrong hands, things can go very, very wrong very fast, and she knows the outcome should that ever happen.
probably a little bit of that two-part cocktail that's currently a
Oh,
brewing in your bloodstream.
mhm. Yep.
Um, but yeah, I think that'll bring us then over to our bookworm with no books, our librarian with no library. Over to Moss.
Hi, I'm Moss, X Moss Star X, um, and Data in this moment. On a serious note, is most afraid of what Ariadne's gonna do
Mm-hmm.
with that rock thing, like seasons of that, and monsters,
Mm-hmm.
and hot monsters with hot monsters.
Running out of monsters to chug, and we're not going to specify any more than that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's go.
Um, and of course, last but not least, and this feels like the meanest to say, and I mean it out of the most love, but as of last session, I feel like the team punching bag, unfortunately, since I think every other mishap was happening to you at every opportunity, and I swear I had nothing to do with it. I didn't come touch your dice, I promise you, but let's hope that tonight is better. Um, but over to Karish.
Hi. It's a good thing I really don't remember too much what happened, so I'm not as mad. Um, it's been a few weeks. Hi, I'm Karish. You can find me online, Karish Valandar, or just Karish. She, her pronouns. I am playing Edwina, who is the Legacy playbook. And what she's most afraid of is, I think, like, blowback from her opening up about her past to the others, like, because she's talked to a couple of different people in the group about who her family are and kind of their past, not so glorious past, and so she's kind of, honestly, like, the biggest thing on her mind is like, oh shit, like, hopefully they weren't people that were affected by this or something like that.
Yeah. Well, if my past storytelling has told us anything, surely I will not use any of your characters' horrific backstories against you. That doesn't sound like me. I would never do that. But hi, I'm Andrew. I will be our storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here. I'm very much been looking forward to this game because I love the Tomb Raider games, and it has such there's so much heart that you can see was put into this, and so much spirit from the games themselves that went to, you know, shape and mold this TTRPG. So let's just get into it. Let's just dive on in. Where last we left, our team of raiders, of truth seekers, had left the monastery, found a minor artifact down in the catacombs beneath, managed to escape unscathed, but the monastery did not. It seems that you all have been followed, as a mortar strike rained down, dismantling that beautiful piece of ancient construction, brick by brick. All of you managing to avoid the brunt of it and escape into an oddly placed set of woods, completely barren, other than being completely overgrown with just trunks of trees that all seemed to move. You followed your way through, if for no other reason than to escape whoever may be pursuing you. But you found a ritual site. And after slaying the beast that stood there to guard it, you saw the story of a young woman who was sacrificed to some ancient being related to the Red Death in a way. But she would not go quietly. Some ancient, hungry spirit inhabited her body, took over, slayed those that would have sacrificed her, and turned her into the guardian that you saw, that you fought. You gave her peace after who knows how long she's been here, and decided to set up camp, to get some rest, to start putting the pieces together onto what is happening in these mountains. If you want to see everything that happened during that rest, just go watch the last episode, because the VOD is still up on Twitch, and it was wild. Needless to say, you all woke up with a little bit of surprise, as all of your packs are just a little bit lighter for some very strange reason. It must just be some trickery from the forest. There's no other explanation. But I think we can pick up right there, as we are immediately going to dive into our action phase. Who, I guess for ease of storytelling, Inari, I think it's safe to say that you were probably the last one on watch.
I don't know. I feel like it's a little silly goofy if I wasn't, because that would be a little too obvious that I did something to everybody's stuff.
That's a good point.
I'm a little smarter than that, so.
Well, your storyteller is not. So,
Oh,
who
I
would
knew
you
that.
say? Who would you say was the last one on watch?
I think Maria's usually first, so take
Yeah.
that out of the rotation. I'm gonna roll a d6, and it's a 3. So 1, 2, 3. Shadow Self. I want to say Ariadne, and I know that's not how you're pronouncing it, but my Inception brain says
No,
so.
that's right, Ariadne.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Then yeah, as you are woken up for the last bit of watch, the sun just very, very barely starting to crest over the mountain. Not that you can see it all too clearly through the storms and the snow and the wind and the clouds. It's uneventful. It's quiet. Do you feel like you would have checked your pack at any point before your watch was over?
Absolutely. I think she would definitely be categorizing what she has and writing down notes of tweaks she needs to make to the serum that she's been working on from trying it the last few times. Like, it's hard to you can get a survey from people that have taken it, but until you've had it yourself, it's hard to figure out, oh, I need to affect this. And I think that she's going through trying to find her notes.
Yeah, the ones that survived anyways.
Oh yeah. and she's just like, she frantically is looking through, and she's missing like this one page that was like most important to her, because it's not one she wrote herself. And she can't find it. Oh, thanks, Ellie.
Yeah, I would imagine that someone who meticulously organizes and has everything where they need to be in the proper order. I'm just gonna hand the scene over to you.
I think she just like starts tearing apart her bag, and then she'll like quickly walk over to the tent setup she had, and she's gonna start frantically looking through like her bedroll. Maybe she left it in the one pocket of like the sweatshirt she was wearing last night. She's just starts frantically looking, and I believe it's making some noise. She starts taking apart the tent, trying to see if it somehow got stuck somewhere. Maybe the wind blew it against something. Like she is just starting to make noise as just talking under her breath of, where is it? No, I always keep it that. And she's going to kind of start probably trying to quietly look and see if like someone else took it. She's just going to start looking through. I don't think she's being sneaky about it at all.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
honestly think that someone as keen-eared and lovingly paranoid as Maria would probably clock a disturbance in the camp pretty quickly.
Not even Quixote. Like Quixote passed out, but Maria stark up as soon as there's like ruffling beyond the usual change. Hey, nerd, what's up?
What's up? My things have been tampered with. I can't find something very important to me.
Okay, it didn't just walk up and go, run away, unless that's a new thing that things are doing now.
No, it's an inanimate object, and if it did, I would be highly concerned.
We've talked about this last time, but I want to confirm: is something or things getting messed with? This isn't the first time this has happened? Is this a repeat offense, or is this a first-time offense?
It might be an Inari question.
Or define. Okay. Define repeat offense.
How many times have you fucked with either Maria's or the party's shit in our time with Shield and in our career together?
Oh, all the time. But
Okay.
I don't think it's ever as serious as this. It's little tricks. It's little haha silly goofies. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you almost die, but it's never everybody at the same time, and it's never as serious as something so personal.
I rolled a 4 and a 5, so I think she goes and starts and checks her own bag after
Mhm.
this, and just like, I think Quixote starts to stir, and she sees I selected for mine the sparklers and things. The shiny stuff to distract prey is the more term in the book, but I think she looks at that and sees shiny, sees things, and then just kind of looks at Inari's bunk. Is there snow on the ground, or this isn't a snowy place right now?
There is.
Cool. She makes like a pretty solid snowball that's like definitely got some heft to it, and just chucks it as hard as she can at Inari.
I mean, you've probably hit prey from, a few hundred yards away with a bow and arrow. I don't think 10 feet away with a snowball is any difficulty.
Yeah. Just, square in the back or the chest, wherever that Inari is pretending to fucking be asleep.
Hey, you don't know if I'm pretending or not. I was pretending.
What'd you do?
What? Hey,
What'd you do? What'd you do?
What? Sleep?
Before that?
What was I doing? There's like a serious looking like she's thinking, but clearly she's just not gonna answer you. It's just like, I'm just thinking.
Ariadne, are you able to continue on this mission without what you got fucked with?
There's a pause, and it almost looks like her eyes have like welled up with tears. And then it's just cold and blank. And yes, we can continue.
Good. We're gonna need to. And she just shoots like a and I'm not mad, I'm disappointed look at Inari.
Is it me
Oh.
again? Oop.
Hmm?
Is it me again?
Oh, of course.
Okay, then I'm very confused.
Mm-hmm.
She's so...
There's no. Again, from a predator who often knows how to study their prey, it's not hard for you, I feel, to tell when someone's lying, or when they're trying to avoid the truth or anything like that. It is legitimate confusion.
I think this would be a good time to do the intuition question on
Sure.
Is there any hidden danger here? I think that makes her take a second to examine, like, if it's not Inari, who is it?
Yes, there
but I
is.
think, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, cool. Love that. What hidden dangers lurk nearby is the specific question. Is it just dangers underlined?
Someone or something that would like to see you all dead.
Right. Well, now's as good as time as any. Sun's cresting up, so I think she starts to wake everyone up and just says, check your shit. Someone's been fucking with our stuff. Whatever it is, try to move on without it. And we'll just keep moving forward. Someone's watching us, so be careful. And I guess I'm sorry, Inari. I thought it was you. It's some you shit. That is some you shit.
Our stuff got fucked with?
Check your pack.
Gosh.
Weird shit like this happens all the time.
Yeah, and you should be sorry. It's rude as fuck, Maria. Damn.
She
Thought
throws,
you
Data
knew
is
me.
not
she throws
organized
another
enough to
snowball,
notice
this
it.
time pelted right at the face.
Yeah, I deserve that one.
Yeah, Data probably,
I
you
did.
just open your pack, just a quick glance is like, you close it back up.
The monsters are still
I
there.
had marked the unpredictable fragment of a mythic ornament. It's probably like a broken rock somewhere in there. And they're just like, yeah, there's a bunch of papers, there's a bunch of monsters, this is my bag.
Was that rock broken before? I can't actually remember.
That rock broken. How can you tell when a rock is broken?
Is the fragment still fragmenty? Is it
Oh.
Is it more fragmented?
Is it
Did it-
fractal?
Did someone fix it in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's what happened. It was a fragment. Now it's whole.
Yeah. So like with Elmer's like glue, like
Was that
Oh.
rock always so symmetrical?
yeah.
Ugh.
We did it. The perfect sphere.
Game over. We
Game
raided the
over.
tomb. We fixed it. We solved it, guys.
Tombs raided. Good
I
night,
was
everybody.
just
It's
doing
been
puzzles
real.
in the middle of the night with people's stuff. There's just a collage somewhere.
The Pepe Silva board.
But yes, each of you that would care to do any investigating would find that one of your items has been fucked with. It is broken, it is tampered with, it is sabotaged, it is otherwise unusable until you take some time to piece it back together, to fix it, you know, whatever you gotta do. But, like you said, the sun is just barely beginning to crest up over the mountain again. Not that it makes a whole bunch of difference, considering the storms that are almost constantly raging around here, and the fact that sunlight barely shines through as it is. So, my question for you: what would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
Where were we going before? I just remember the two idiots on the hill.
There is a tomb somewhere in this mountain that holds the the artifact, the war drums,
Do we have a
or the
map?
war horn.
I
You have
think that
quite
would
a
be
few
some-
maps.
Yeah, like explore, seeking an advantage, or forging the path are probably the three
Yeah.
that would be good. I think. Yeah, one of those three.
Okay. I wouldn't mind going first with explore. Actually, no, forge the path, because if I forge the path, I can use my questions.
Okay.
Which is what vestiges of power does the soul artifact sense here, and who or what can I connect to, and so the specifics of a dangerous territory, I think would kind of play into that well.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
What is your? Wow, my brain just dumped everything. Forge the path, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there a clear path to safety? Not really, because you don't really know where you're going.
But I don't know where I'm going, but there's not a clear path to danger.
That's not
I-
the question.
So, but I could argue that there is a clear path to safety because it's not dangerous.
You could argue that all day long, and you'd still be wrong.
Okay, that's not true because I'm always right. So jot that down.
Are you ensuring at least one ally can follow your lead?
Oh, that's a good question.
I was actually going to volunteer that Melia and Quixote can help forge the path, so lending a dice and would ensure that another ally is going with you. So I'll, take my action to help.
Absolutely. And your playbook question?
Something channeling something. I'll get it one day. Is the soul artifact awakening something within you? I don't know yet.
Not really. Not at the moment.
Okay.
That was
So-
last night.
So 2 dice, unless you want to spend any lore, map, or aid, or bond.
I still have 1 aid actually. I can spend. I've been hanging on to that since I think the first episode.
Who are you
So
calling
I'll
on for
spend-
aid?
Can I call on the soul artifact and then get another dice for awakening something within me?
Aid is more like calling on like NPCs that you've met.
That
like
Is an NPC that I've met.
that is an NPC that you brought with you.
Yeah,
Wait.
I can. Why can't I ask him for help?
He's tired. He had a long night.
Oh wow, yeah. Powerful entity is tired. Poor baby. Not so powerful after all, I guess.
If you had
Fine.
maps, that would really help.
I haven't been keeping track of what I have.
I have
on
a
me,
map from my Triumph that I could probably lend, maybe.
There you go.
though. Okay.
3.
3.
3 dice.
I have to roll like 1 6, right? Or no, 5.
Oh, the special one.
Do I have?
the hunger die?
Do I still have a hunger die? I thought we were out of that phase.
While you were safely camping, you were. You were no longer safely camping.
Okay, so one of them has to be hunger die,
Yeah.
and I have to roll a 5 or more, right?
I mean, you don't have to.
It
Shut
would
up.
be sure swell if you did, though.
Okay.
Yeah, 4, 5 is mixed success. 6 is good stuff. Don't do 1 to 3 because it happens to me. You know it's bad because it rhymes.
I don't know where my dice
I think that means your reroll.
It means it counts as a 1.
Aha, I hate that.
are. Okay, I'll re-roll it. Well, the good news is my hunger dice is not the highest dice.
Oh, good.
Oh, the one I just rolled is a 6 though. So yay!
Hey, look at you go.
Somebody tell Q I didn't make my dice in the trace tray.
You get to choose 2. You can
Okay.
leave no trace of your passage, which means that no one can follow you. You can catch a glimpse of what the Nemesis' next steps are. You can discover secret passage to somewhere unexpected to gain a map or a lore. Or you can come across a golden opportunity. And
Oh, these are all really good.
Sam has been so gracious as to give us a hero point.
Thank you,
Hey,
Sam.
thank you, Sam.
Wow, Sam, that is the nicest thing you've ever done. Usually it's a villain point. Oh wait, who still has a bunch of those? Never mind.
I have like
Um,
22 left.
Oh, good. Remind him of that.
I'm
that's what we
sorry.
want.
People bought them. I have
It would be
to.
better
How
for them to be
many?
spent here.
22.
Honestly, I'm just scared of what's gonna happen in Lancer.
That number
That's
doesn't
true.
sound
Use
right.
Spend
Leo
them
Lancer.
here.
No.
No.
Absolutely
This
not.
happened last year with this shit. No, I've done my time. Give them all to JD. In Cyberpunk, to be clear. These are all really good, and I kind of want to ask the crew what you guys think the best is, because leaving no trace is really good because we don't want the two idiots to follow us to get ahead of us to the tomb. So that's like a really good one for leaving no trace, but also so is catching a glimpse, but also so is discovering a secret passage. I kind of feel like the leave no trace and secret passage is where my head is at, just because like it gives us the leg up and puts them behind a little bit more.
But out of curiosity, do we as characters know that we have two people on our tail currently?
But you as players know that the Racing Heart track has filled up at least to the point where they have found the tomb.
The most
Excuse
I
me
think
one
Maria
moment.
has is doing the like knowing there are eyes on us. Do we need to try and get a truth? Like, are we still kind of like truth hunting to fill out our bar, or would it be better to just get to the tomb as quick as possible?
We have a lot of truths that we don't have a link to.
Yeah.
To be
Okay.
fair, so that's not the most like as far as truths that we have right now. We have massive claw marks on a rock face, notes from an old expedition, the recent campsite human prints with animalistic ones, the jawbone of the saint, and the crucifix necklace. All of those do not have a facet linked.
I think, then definitely leaving no trace, and then golden opportunity or secret passageway. I think both of those, like a secret passageway would be a golden opportunity for us
Yeah.
to just dip while no one can see us.
I
Mhm.
would also put forward that catching a glimpse of what your nemesis is currently up to would be very helpful. Because it would
Ooh,
show.
like if we found them first,
Whether
and then
they
we found
entered
a
the
secret
tomb or not.
passageway that they didn't find, and then we get there
Oh.
first.
And
Like we
especially,
go around the corner and we find a little hole.
and
Exactly.
especially
little
with
hidey
leaving
hole.
no trace, that would be really good for some of my like selfishly my stealthy predator shit. Like would lean really well.
Well, knowing this
so-
crew is going to do some stupid shit and we're going to need you to get us out of it, that actually is beneficial for all of us. It's not selfish.
fair and fair.
I like that idea. I like the. All right, definitely leave no trace.
Mhm.
How does everyone feel about golden opportunity then? I mean, not golden opportunity, catch a glimpse.
I'm down for Nemesis.
Nemesis. All right,
Oh, yeah.
those two then.
You got it. Narratively, as you are pushing on past that sudden, almost skeletal remains of a forest, I am actually going to pass it over to you, Inari, and honestly, Maria, both of you. I'm going to ask both of you to just add something to the scene of what you see, what you hear, what you feel as you step out onto the basically just the cliff face of this mountainside and are staring out into the French Alps. I know I put you on the spot.
No, that's good. I love that. I think that it's gonna be probably Quixote spotting something, like him sniffing the air, and maybe they're just the wisps of smoke from a campfire that was just put out, and then that leads to Maria's eyes tracking downwards to seeing footprints in the snow that are quickly getting covered up, but it's just enough time for her to catch like over where the trails are. So she does her little whistle and points out to Inari, Quixote, and the rest of the folks like there's something over there, probably opening up to whatever else we're seeing.
Um, and then I think from a Nari's point of view, kind of things is looking for initially the most dangerous way down because A, it sounds like the funnest, and B, immediately backtracking that, knowing that Maria, as well as everybody else, is going to be like, no, Inari, that's not what we're doing, has eliminated that path from our options and identified the next safest one.
Smart.
Yeah. Yes. The very faint smell of smoke and kind of following that down to the trail, it would lead you down to what clearly was at one point a campsite where a few dozen people were staying, but have since moved on. You see the remains of rations that were had. They did their best to remove any trace, but they were also moving quickly. And just following their trajectory, you're seeing that they are headed seemingly towards very one specific peak of the Alps. Hard to see much past that with the storm that is starting to roll in, but at least you have a direction. Ariadne, our tech expert, do you have any sort of mobile technology that you carry with you?
Absolutely. I usually have probably some sort of like satellite phone or even like a satellite like computer setup that I could use, like a laptop. And she has a bunch of different, like as far as equipment, tools for basically anything, as well as a crazy weapon.
Okay. And would you say that you ran through and checked all of your electronics this morning?
Yes, that especially after the note being gone,
Right. Yeah.
it would be checking through everything.
Then yeah, I would say that nothing immediately would have popped up when you checked through any of your devices this morning. But as you're going, you hear a crackle from your pack, as if like your sat phone just turned on.
I'll dig into it and probably like hang back for a moment as people are looking into things and check it.
It sounds like a very muffled conversation between a handful of people. Hard to make out too many details.
I think that she'll try and record, like bring out like a
Okay.
little microphone to try and record
Yeah.
what is said. Maybe when they have a rest, she can try and digitally clean up the audio
Absolutely.
to see what's
Love it.
going on. So yeah, she's absolutely going to do that.
I love it when players circumvent even options that I didn't foresee coming forward. It is one of the most rewarding things of being a GM. But yeah, just a few moments of stopping, not long enough that you're left behind, but you're definitely trailing a little, and you have to quickly throw the pack back on and get caught up. But yeah, you have forged a path. At the very least, you know you're headed in the right direction. The storm is starting to grow. The wind is picking up. The temperature is rapidly dropping. It's very reminiscent of that storm that hit when you first got here, where it was certainly cold, it was snowy, but in a matter of minutes, it was a whiteout that threatened to bury you all under feet of snow. It's not quite that bad yet. Is there anything different that you'd all like to do, or are we just marching forward?
Is there any? Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go for it.
Instead of asking the usual what hidden dangers lurk nearby, I'd like to ask, because I assume it's the same and I know it's there, what is displaying a weakness I can take advantage of? Is there, anything?
Not really.
Okay.
You're all pretty well hidden from most dangers, so the most dangerous thing you're facing right now is the mountain.
Can we tell what direction the storm is coming from? Or is it like
Yeah,
starting to whip
no,
up around us?
I would say that it is clearly coming from the mountain.
Okay, and that's the direction we need to go in, I'm assuming.
It sure is.
Okay, I think that I would like to use the seek an advantage roll. Because chances are the closer we get to the storm, the worse it's gonna get. And we know what happened last time that happened. So I think she's going to try and craft something that will help protect us as we are making our way through this storm.
Okay.
You know what I bet could have helped protect us and had that information? Whatever was on that sheet. Wow. That sucks.
It does.
Very
It
helpful.
really does.
Thank you. I thought it was a really good.
Analysis.
I think it was a very apt and astute observation that will definitely help us in the future.
Yeah, maybe Arya,
Well,
maybe
do
you
you-
should learn to like put your stuff away better. I don't.
Don't you
Yeah.
have a photographic memory? Aren't you really smart or something?
I throw another snowball at Inari.
What? You stare at something long enough, you remember out of the page. That's how I thought.
Seek an advantage. Can an ally cover you while you figure this out?
I believe so.
How
hope so.
would your allies cover you from the storm?
I guess if warning me of like how close it's getting, like if I am fully focused in on crafting, I can't watch out for when the wind is whipping up, like that kind of a thing. So like even having someone with eyes on the storm to give me how much time I would have before it hits, that could be incredibly helpful.
Okay. I
Data
can buy
could
that.
probably stand in a way that like blocks some of the wind flowing damage.
Data shields.
Jack it out. Just
No, you're gonna become like a
Windbreaker.
flying squirrel. It's gonna take you away.
Just Maria holding on to Data.
Data, no!
the scene changes and you just see me fly off.
Like a kite.
But it's like super bad, like that you can see that it was literally just a picture that they moved across the screen.
Yeah. Just drag it.
I was
real
going for
badly.
Scarecrow.
Team Rocket's blasting off again!
This little stick figure moving across.
You can still see the strings.
Are you safe from the worst of the consequences?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
No, probably not. And your playbook question.
My playbook question, which I believe changes when I'm in my shadow self, if I remember correctly. Or no, I get an additional question.
You do. You get a shadow question.
So I guess this one: are you making up for your mistakes?
You're kind of
Yeah,
benefiting from
I
your
really
mistakes at the
messed
moment.
up last time in this situation. And then my shadow self question: am I trying to do too much? Abso-freaking-lutely I am right now.
Trying to stop a fucking blizzard.
Yeah.
So 4 dice.
Okay. Good news or bad news?
Bad news.
All right. Well, the 6 is on the hunger die.
Yay.
Okay.
And the good news?
I got a 4 on a regular die. But I
Okay,
don't
so
think
it's still a
that's gonna help me
6.
much in this situation.
Still a 6.
So you have a fleeting but significant advantage. You can de-escalate the situation for now. You and one other flee to safety. You stand steady and protect who matters most to gain a bond with them, or you can reveal a detail. You declare something that is now true about this situation.
Ooh, I want to declare a detail.
Absolutely, that is such a great one. By all means,
To declare.
take it away.
I think there's a pattern to the storms, and there's a way, like, normally storms will whip up and there's no control over the area. The whole area is like the danger zone. But I think that there is a pattern that this goes in that she hadn't witnessed before, whether it is the process of how the storm starts up and stops, that you can better know when it's going to happen or when the worst of it will, whether it's that there are certain areas that are safer. But there is a pattern to this that makes it seem as though this isn't just a general weather phenomenon, this is something else.
Yeah. It's almost pulsing like a heartbeat. There's moments where that storm gets so vicious and raw that the wind is biting into any little bit of exposed flesh that you have, and it immediately goes numb in an absolute just frigid cold, and then it recedes. Enough for your body to try to start warming up again before it bears down and bites into you all again. But with this information, at the very least, you can kind of press forward, stop and rest, press forward, stop and rest, giving you a slower journey, but a safer one. I had to find my D6s for no reason. Edwina, would you roll 3d6 for me?
Sure, I guess I will. Do you want the total or what
Total.
the dice are? That is an 8.
An 8 total. Okay. We're pressing on. Your pace has slowed quite a bit, but you are also not all risking frostbite with every few steps. The path ahead is getting so dark that it almost looks like it is becoming night again. The snow is so thick that you can see maybe a few feet in front of you. What would you like to do?
Can I use my thing again? Fuck, where'd it go? Ah! Too many tabs on this for this game. Like there's like 5 documents I have to have open. I want to invoke a dormant change again.
Absolutely.
This one's for this episode, actually. I just realized I added this last episode and it was preemptively because it's one per session. So this session, I still have the ones from last session I could invoke if I wanted to, because those don't deplete unless you invoke all of mine as a trouble.
Mhm.
But they do reset after, I think, a campfire phase or something. So I want to invoke senses beyond comprehension, which is like we're going full fox girl now, because they are ears. I like to do the silly goofy thing where it's 2 sets of ears, so she also has they're more like ghostly fox ears. They're not entirely corporeal. So it's like a translucent orangey glow, but her eyes, they go from they're already like an amberish, lightish brown, but they become a little bit more orange and illuminated with the pupils slightly dilate and then restrict as they adjust to the dark light. And so now the dormant change that has become not dormant is my senses are all enhanced. So sight,
Love it.
hearing, smell, I guess taste, whatever. I'm gonna go lick rocks, I guess. Smell. Did I say smell? I don't know.
Yeah, wait,
The 5 senses.
the 7 senses.
The 7 senses.
Nine-tailed sense fox.
Yeah,
You got it. As many senses as I want to. Let's leave it open. Let's just workshop it.
then I don't need you to roll anything.
What do my
You-
special eyes see?
My brand.
Thank you.
Yeah, you would see through enough of the blizzard, especially in those moments where it recedes back, that you can see the thing that is just waiting out there on the edge of the snow. It looks just like a cloud, as if the wind just swept down, picked up a cloud of loose snow, and just let it hover in the air for a moment before dissipating and sweeping across the field in front of you. But it's not just loose snow. It for a moment takes the form of something massive, some beast, before dissipating onto the wind and reappearing again 20 feet away, standing and watching. And it's not alone, because I am spending a trouble
Bob Iger can't take this one from me.
to summon nightmarish stalking beasts belonging to the
Yes!
cold of the mountain.
Bob Iger can't take this one from me. My Yeti boyfriend.
Yeti Unchained is off the walls.
Shake that mountain,
Disco
baby.
Yeti.
Disco Yeti.
This
These things are waiting for one of you to make a misstep, for one of you to start falling behind, or to get too far ahead, or to veer too far off course. They are patient predators. Anything you'd like to do with this information, Inari?
It's definitely getting relayed in a way that is very flippant, but there is an urgency, I would say, that this group would have adapted to by now, that nothing she says ever sounds serious, but when something is serious, you can tell in the way she relays that information. She's always going to be a sassy little shit, but when it's serious, and she knows that, and this is one of those times. So the fact that there is something fast approaching, that some things, sorry, plural, fast approaching, I have no idea what they are, and that they are huge, and maybe here to party.
definitely here to party.
Take the mountain.
I don't know if you want to shotgun these monsters.
We can certainly try.
If it is a disco Yeti hoop, I don't think you understand.
Mm.
This may not be Everest, but we are in a large mountain range.
Well, I mean, you're the only one that so far that has spotted them, much less even understands the danger that everyone might be in.
Is there a way that I could have noticed their movement patterns or something that I could kind of relay where they're gonna be to the group, like how they should be watching? I don't know. I want to give everybody a leg up on this. It's kind of hard to describe them moving when it's like every blink they're closer.
They do legitimately seem to be able to just move on the wind. Every time it looks like there's a gap where you could, sprint through and get past, you can see that there's another one just 20, 30 feet back waiting.
Okay. So maybe alternate path would be best.
Yeah, I would say so.
If there's a way to find one. Because from what the definition that Hoop is describing this as is there is no rhyme or reason to these, and you better not fuck with them.
It's more like they are
Shit.
perfectly
waiting
in
for-
sync hunters. They are
Yeah, we got
raptors.
one of those.
You have one.
Okay,
They
we
have
all gotta go
many.
like this then, and we're fine. Everybody take the stance.
I was actually going to say if you tell everyone that I was going to take control and essentially like try and keep
Chris
everyone
Pratt it.
together. Not Chris Pratt it, but keep everyone in a line. They're not, predator to predator. It's a like they're looking for someone to
Pick off,
stray.
yeah.
Mhm.
So if none of us stray and we keep a big enough like threat, they won't fuck with us because we're not easy prey. That's my thought. We could go for an alternate path, but
Wrath?
pre- so
Yeah, let's
the
just-
alternate is that we throw an Ari and then we
Okay.
just use her as bait and then we all
I'll
go.
take one for the team, guys. I am the weakest link. Goodbye. Yeah, I leave it up to y'all. I don't have a strong opinion on either. I think they're both fun options to either find a different path or go through as a group.
We
Well-
can definitely try to take control. Oops, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just going to help you out here. Honestly, I'm on your side. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
offer you some assistance. I'm going to spend one of my hard-earned villain points here.
Did
Oh
you
boy,
just like
another
spend
one.
trouble and then do a villain point? Hope that's a little
Mhm.
bit.
I sure
Rude.
did.
Wow,
He's got enough of them. Might as well use them.
that's true.
As these things continue to circle you and watch and wait, as they notice that you are starting to catch on, that you have spotted them, that your movements are starting to get more in sync. That weakness they're looking for isn't going to come. They are just going to pounce. That snow washes over all of you from what used to be a good maybe 15 feet of visibility shortens drastically down to maybe 2 or 3 feet in front of you. And I need everyone to pull out a dice pool here. We're all gonna defy death.
Okay.
Fun.
Are you facing this danger alongside someone else?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have a reason to defy death?
Yes.
Yeah.
Want to live.
And I will let each of you decide if your individual playbook questions would come into play.
Yes.
I don't know. Dying would be seeking a hidden truth. I
That
wouldn't
would
get
be
to
the
share
ultimate
it.
truth.
I would say.
But also finding the tomb first, more important. So
I feel like dying is to define my legacy already, because I feel like my legacy is to live and desecrate things. So I feel like
Fair
I'm not
enough.
define my legacy by living.
I don't know if I'm necessarily taking the form of a stealthy predator, so certainly a predator, but like it's hard to say stealthy. But I am going with Quixote, so could I add an extra dice for that?
I am actually going to be uncharacteristically nice here and say that
Pupito.
if we alter the wording a little bit and ask, do you understand the tactics of a stealthy predator?
Ah, she sure does, and especially being like tackling it first, being like, "Oh, this is what we're doing. Do this," and now they're changing
Exactly.
up tactics. She's like, "All right, we tried."
Exactly. Then yeah, once you all have your
Cool.
pools, you can all roll them.
I'm gonna, if you'll let me add on your silly goofiness, I have one of my not damaged gears is the gear to camouflage my form and my intentions. As the snow is going, I'd love to. We talked about our snow kits that we had.
Mhm.
I'd love for us to at least like throw that on and then like, hey motherfucker, you're coming at us with snow. We'll also snow blinds.
Absolutely.
Pocket snow.
Yeah.
Um,
So
do we have one danger dice or two currently.
At this point, I wouldn't worry about your danger dice. The danger's here.
Roll a 6.
The danger is here.
So no.
Yeah.
danger dice
Well,
or
I
danger
was
dice?
wondering.
Yeah. All right. 5
I'm
ones.
going to use my wealth of encyclopedia knowledge to know what to do in snow.
I'll take that. Yeah.
You know what to do in snow. It's just like Floridians knowing what to do when there's an alligator.
Run into
Zigzag.
Oh.
zigzags.
I'm gonna use my weapon with numerous upgrades, and I have said yes to my questions.
Okay.
Nice. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
I got a 1, a 3, and a 2.
Oh.
That's a roll.
My highest is a 5. Non-hunger. I'm going to use a flashback to make it a 6. If
Okay.
possible.
Yes. For the sake of the story, I'm gonna hold on to that flashback until we have a moment to breathe.
That makes sense. But yeah. So 6 from Maria.
6 from Inari.
Ooh, okay.
6 from Ariadne.
If I don't use a flashback, am I dead?
So on a 1, 2, or 3, you falter and act in desperation. You mark all of your conditions and fall into your shadow self.
We
Oh,
are
that could be
100%
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Interesting.
Oh, I've been here before.
If I ensure the safety of data, but they are in their shadow self. Huh.
I'm just a scaredy baby. I'm just a scaredy baby in my shadow self.
My
Don't
tummy
worry,
hurts.
Mama's got you, you scared motherfucker.
No longer want truth. Want to go hide. Afraid of everything.
We're gonna close your eyes, we'll get you a hot monster. Don't worry, baby. It's gonna be okay.
That sounds real scary.
It'll be a hot monster. No. Like a chill monster? No, those are what we're talking about.
Data,
A
if
Red
you
Bull! No, wait!
Data, if you accept your 3 that you've rolled, you will enter your shadow self.
Hmm?
But I would ask that you trust me.
Ha! Huh! Hatred.
That sentence has never gone well for me.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it's going well for anyone.
I've already accepted that I'm going to be a scaredy baby now.
And Edwina, what did you roll?
Well, I had a question. So I said danger die,
Sure.
but hunger dice is what I actually meant. Are we? Do we roll it? Okay, so I did
Yeah, we
roll that because I wasn't sure. And that would have been a 6.
Great. So the vast majority of you did at least roll 6 for the vast majority. Which means that an ally or faction would appear to save you. You can ensure the safety of at least one other person, which would be ensuring the safety of each other. And obtain an important item or tool for now and add it as temporary gear. Or I'm going to give you the option from the Forge a Path to discover a secret passage.
So just to clarify, is this everybody?
This is,
Choosing
as a
this?
group total, you have 2 options.
Where are our nemesises in relation to us? How close are they to the end of the tomb versus us?
I would even offer you the option of that same option, that from Forge the Path, where you get a glimpse of what they are actually actively doing right now.
Oof. I definitely want to do safety. But on that second one, the nemesis or the path is really what's kicking me.
I have no conditions, so I don't care about safety.
I'm worried about data.
I think Data's gonna be fine. Data's a tough cookie. Right, Data?
What?
Okay, never mind.
So I'm gonna keep saving data. I'm going to be control S-ing so fucking hard. Just slamming that control S.
Auto save it.
I don't trust Microsoft Excel.
F5, F5,
So I
F5.
guess it comes down to, do you want a supernatural glimpse as to what they're actively doing in the tomb, or do you want a secret passage to safety?
I don't know.
No pressure.
And just to pause for a moment,
Mhm.
as far as our catch your breath track, I have one marked because we used the map.
And one more because we got 3. And one more because I spent the villain point.
So we're back technically, like we could campfire.
We can campfire.
If you could
Or
find somewhere
investigation.
safe.
So that
Data
is an
can't
option.
sleep like this. Data's gonna be pounding monsters.
I mean,
No, yeah. Of course you are, buddy. You get him, champ. Heart's in the right place.
We all have our vices. I get it. I get it.
so do you want a glimpse, or do you want the secret passage?
We chose secret passage last time, right?
No, we chose glimpse last
You
time.
chose glimpse.
What were they doing? Oh, they were already there. That's right.
Yeah. You were basically following the path that they blazed for you.
We have info that they're at the tomb. At
They
the
are
moment.
in the tomb, yes.
In the tomb.
I think we should
Tomb
do
pounding
the
monsters.
passageway to the tomb. I think we want to get there as quick as possible. So
Because who's to say it won't drop us off in front of them, like in front of where they already are?
yeah,
Or like ahead of them, I should say.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm good with that. Try and mix it up a little bit.
Cool. And especially like if we're able to keep stealthy, like even if we're behind them, if we're in the shadows and they are like they're well behind, but we're right behind, I like it.
Absolutely. Then we take off. We start headed where you need to go as these flashes of snow go zipping past you, occasionally slamming into one of you, causing you to almost lose your footing before someone else grabs you, hauls you back to your feet, and continues pulling each other along until there is a crack underfoot. A crack that those of you that have traversed the mountains enough know that is a very bad sound.
No.
But there is no turning back here. Another crack as all of your weight is put onto one ice shelf that gives from under your feet, and you all go tumbling down and out of sight. Or almost all of you. Data, you heard the crack. You heard the others yell out in surprise, and then it's just quiet. Other than the footsteps of some massive creatures that start to circle you. What is your shadow self?
The shadow self is the light of truth goes out in your heart, and there's only fear of the unknown. No one's to be trusted, not even yourself. Shadow question: are you lying to yourself about something important? That's what it says.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely makes sense that while they may not have meant to, they did leave you behind. If there's one person that you can rely on and trust, it is you.
Oh, I'm not even allowed to trust myself. I trust nothing.
You trust nothing. I mean,
It's-
you did get yourself into this situation. Then,
Yep.
Data, as these things start circling, what would you like to do?
And what did you say they look like?
They mostly just look like masses of swirling snow. They don't have much of a form.
Okay. Ooh. what response are we gonna go with? This is gonna be a freeze response. This is Data's gonna cry and just be like still and not know. You can't trust yourself to make a good choice. You can't trust anybody else. There's no place to go but inside your own head. Like I said, I've been here before.
There's just there's no response. There's nothing. There's these things are circling in. They are twice the size of you at least, and there are so many of them. What could you do?
And they're moving towards me.
They are circling you as predators would circle prey.
Is there like a gap in them that I could run away like a little bunny?
You could certainly try.
I would like to try that.
Okay. I need you to defy death again.
Fine. I'm so good at that.
Are you facing this danger alongside someone else?
No.
Or not?
By myself.
Do you have a reason to defy death? At the moment?
It's real scary. Death is unknown.
But at least all of this fear and all of this mistrust would be gone.
Death could be worse. It's real scary.
I mean, this is honestly you question if you feel like you have a reason to defy death.
The fear of pain is stronger
That's a good one.
than the fear of trying to escape pain. Like,
Okay. And your shadow question.
Are you lying to yourself about something important?
Are you telling yourself that you're gonna get through this okay?
I don't think they believe that they can survive that.
Okay.
So really, is that lying?
I think you are being honest.
So is that, do I get a dice or no?
You do not. You have one dice.
Okay, the question's confusing.
So I need you to roll just a single d6.
It's a 3.
That is a 3.
Flashback.
You do have your flashbacks, which,
Okay.
much like Maria's, I'm going to bank for just a moment, but that is going to push you up to you barely managing to cheat death. And obviously, we want the path that gets you to safety. You look for an opening in the snow, and you can't tell what is just wind, what is snow, what are these creatures. And so you just go. You feel something rake down from the shoulder down to the elbow, just carving through your thick, padded winter clothes into your arm, trying to throw you off balance. Something slams into your back, again, just trying to throw you to the ground, but you won't fall. Until something finally does hit you, wrap around you, and go to the ground with you. But it doesn't sink its claws into you, it doesn't bite you, it doesn't try to hurt you. It almost seems like it's covering you. And then you hear a howl, and another howl, and another, and another. And while you can't see any of this, there is this sound of vicious combat of creatures tearing into each other just feet from you. Yelps of pain, just moments where you feel like there's splashes of blood that cover you. All the while, whatever tackled you to the ground keeps you covered. And what feels like minutes, it feels like maybe an hour, you lie there until it stops. And in a very animalistic, just gravelly voice, close to your ear, "Are you all right?"
don't know.
It's going to be okay. Where are the others?
They were there, and then they were gone. There was a loud crack.
We'll
Maybe
find
they
them.
fell.
We will find them. For now, we need to get you somewhere warm. We need to stop the bleeding. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Good. And you'll feel the weight kind of being lifted off of you, and then your own body just being hefted as if you weighed no more than a blanket. And now I'll give you your opportunity for your flashback.
Do these have to be in order, or is it just
It has to
any
be
one of
from the
these?
top down.
Okay. So, narrate when you first learned the secret related to a mythic artifact and how it inspired you to pursue the truth. I think it's that fragment, the one that's missing from their bag. The one that the fragment, unpredictable fragment that does something crazy. I think sometimes it allows them to see the past of the object. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it does.
But that was the only thing that ever did that like that, and they had to find out why.
Okay.
They had
I mean, if I can add a little, I feel like there would be so much frustration in someone who is so drawn into history and lore and understanding to have an object in your hands that you actively saw give you a glimpse into the past. It was a key to seeing things that no one has ever seen, and it worked exactly one time and then shattered. And you've been holding on to it ever since, trying to piece it back together.
that works.
As you are hefted through the snow, covered in the warm fur and embrace of a werewolf, we'll jump to the others. Plummeting down an old abandoned tunnel, not quite as before, where it was a straight drop, but now it's more of a slip and slide almost, of sharp turns that toss you around, causing you to tumble over each other, descending down and down and down until you are all just spilled out into a dark cave system.
I don't know if it would help, but I do have one of my temporary items is a parachute prototype. Would that help to not get as many bumps and bruises as we?
I mean, you certainly could. It's not nearly as treacherous as that initial plummet was, and you are hitting piles of snow basically on your way down. So the worst thing you have to worry about is frostbite.
All right, I'll hold off then.
But yeah, you all come just to a sliding halt as the snow settles behind you. Any of you got a light source?
My special eyes, actually.
You do see with your special eyes.
Do I? I do have the right tool at the right moment.
Nice.
Create
That's a
before.
good one.
Yeah.
If you want to mark it off and tell me what it is.
Oh no, I don't know. I was just thinking. I want to hear what everybody else has. Because what if I could save that for later? If someone knows something different.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I will be protecting my bag with all the breakable things, and not Like, I'm not gonna let it bang around. I'd rather get banged around than my
Me too.
bag
So
of
would
all
Data.
useful items. Oh.
Everybody coherently, me too.
Mm-hmm. We all said would.
We all said would.
Smash.
The only thing I have is my brutal and silent weapon, which is a machete. Not exactly going to be helpful since
Yeah.
something happened to the means that distract my prey.
Yeah.
I put my snowball, like, I get ready to throw it, but then I look at it and I drop it.
Flinch.
If anyone has any flint, we could light my large amount of cash on fire.
You know, I love what that says, like, from an artistic standpoint about capitalism.
Capitalism.
And, you know, I think it's toxic to breathe, which is not just a metaphor, but, like, as a dangerous thing.
But other than
What?
that,
You're not in
I
a
do
country
not-
where it's illegal to burn it.
Nobody would
other
find
than- I-
out.
Looks like the specializer are the best.
All right.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to use my special item. I'm just going to use my specialize.
What
Um,
Oh.
It is pitch black, which, even with Specialize, you do need some bit of light to be able to see anything. So you see the immediate area, the immediate vicinity, and at least be able to tell enough to count. There are 3 people around you when there should be 4.
Okay. I also want to use my intuition questions of
Absolutely.
what vestiges of power does the soul artifact sense here, and who or what can I connect to? Including the unseen.
The power that you are very faintly feeling would be from the artifact. You have found at least some side entrance into the tomb, and this place is radiating power.
And who or what can I connect to?
There are spiritualistic guardians in this place that might not appreciate if you tried to connect to them, but you could.
You can't tell me that. You can't be like, Elsie, but you could. Because that's the option Elsie's gonna pick.
I mean, it is technically something I would have to spend trouble for, but not if you are actively seeking
I
it
know,
out.
fuck you, no. Fuck, keep that. Keep that over there. Spend your trouble. Fuck you. No, I don't want it. No, it's fine. I'll let them, I'll be like, where, can I sense who's missing? Can I be like, Data's missing?
Yeah, that is missing.
I know that. I'm saying, can I sense that? Can I see that?
You can see that with your enhanced
Specialized.
specialized.
See with your special eyes.
What was it that I did the episode 1 where I got the artifact to be the light? I don't remember. Was that
You
the
started
right
glowing.
tool? Why did I start glowing?
It was one of
It
your
was like one of the-
manifestations.
Yeah.
Nah. Those weren't my manifestations.
Well, then they changed today.
No, they didn't. I have what was written down always.
I don't know what to tell you.
Or maybe that was when I was invoking the soul artifact of awakening something.
Could be.
I don't know. Or maybe that was also the right tool. Actually, I think it was. Okay, I will do that then. I think that was what it was. Because I have used that before. Yeah, I'll use it as a light source because the earring lights up. It glows.
Just a abnormally, almost just magically bright light that just fills the area. And it is immediately apparent that to all of you that Data is missing.
Fuck.
Well, this is just perfect.
Hole above us
No.
fell down.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It is sealed.
Oh, not even. Okay.
No. it basically all just collapsed down inwards.
Okay. Oh, it's probably seek an advantage or forge the path. I could try to take control, but it's a tense situation, not necessarily dangerous.
I would take explore too.
Okay. I Yeah, I think then maybe probably explore. This is a new area. It's worth it to try and check it out.
Sure thing. Does this place remind you of your past?
I mean, she sure has well, she's traversed the Alps before and she's worked with Storm. So maybe a little bit, but I'm not sure about a cave-in. Like if that's
Never got
specific.
Buried in an avalanche before?
Certainly snowed in one probably, but not probably buried. So I'm willing to say no.
Okay.
Um
Do you have time to explore safely?
Didn't we just get buried in an avalanche in episode 1, Rose?
Oh shit, we totally did.
Oh
Wait
my
a second.
God.
Thank you, Elsie.
Fucking idiot.
Well, there's also
Well-
a difference between something that happened yesterday and actually reminding you of your past.
Experience is experience, and everything is in the past, Hoop. So
Reality is an illusion. Time is a hologram by Goldby.
I
the
will leave it up
universe
to
is a
you.
hologram, Rose.
Thank universe. Thank you.
I'll leave it up to you if you feel like you could answer yes to either of these.
Definitely have time, especially like I think Maria looks up and is like, we need to see where we're at now. We have low light and maybe Data will catch up to us, kind of hoping against hope to like leave enough of a trail for them to find.
Sure.
Does it remind us of a past literally a couple days ago? So I would love to take 2. And similarly, I'd like to have Quixote help me out. He can see better. And for those who are just tuning in, Quixote is my giant low-key direwolf, who is my best friend in the world and who I love a lot.
We all do. Yeah. 3 dice?
Yeah. 3 dice, no whammies. Good news, bad news. What you guys want?
always want the
It's
bad
6
news.
on the hunger.
We love to see it.
Mhm.
You have officially found the path of the Great Wolf. At least some parts of the entrance. A path that has been almost mythologically passed down in stories from generation to generation of a chunk of the mountain that was carved through by massive packs of ancient wolves that would run so furiously and often through these mountains that they would physically leave tunnels in their wake. Tunnels that could never be sealed off, they could never be frozen over, that nothing could ever stop this giant migrant pack of wolves. On a 6, you get to choose 2. You can find a helpful route to gain a map. You can come across an item or resource for some temporary gear. You can discover a landmark or a temporary haven. Or you could uncover a truth.
Okay. Love to have a helpful route. And then I really like the discovery of a landmark or temporary haven. Because we all get one, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any thoughts on that, or
That sounds good because then we could go into investigation or campfire.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Cool. We're in unison.
Absolutely. Then you gain a map from your helpful route, and each of you can gain a lore or an aid, your choice. As you make your way through these labyrinth-like tunnels until you find that you are walking across crafted stone, no longer just an ice and snow-covered ground, but actually a carved-out tunnel. And then you come across it. An enormous stone-carved door, easily 20-ish, 25-ish feet tall, carved from top to bottom, depicting story after story of the Great Wolf. One hunter so mythic, so out of time and space in this earthly world that the stories still persist to today. And it feels like here, in this place, you could stop and catch your breath. You could warm up, start a fire, tend to your bumps and bruises. If that's what you'd like to do, of course.
Have we gotten to the +1 part yet, or do we?
You should be at 4 marks in your catch a breath.
Cool.
Or the... Is it catch a breath?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we can either do campfire or investigation phase with a +1 to all moves.
Cool.
But I feel like we can take a quick break here, give you a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, discuss the next step you want to go through, figure out if their character is alive or not, or if they are pounding monsters. And we'll be back in just a little bit with the remainder of episode 3 of our Tomb Raider TTRPG playthrough. We'll see you soon. And welcome back. Yeah, the transition is so much longer than I remember it being. Where we left off, most of our truth seekers were more or less fine, having found a collapsed tunnel leading to some massive carved stone doors. While one of our number was left out in the cold, quite literally, only to be tackled to the ground and shielded by a large, fluffy werewolf body that protected them from danger while the rest of the werewolves attacked these creatures from the mountain. Data,
Yep.
you are being carried across the snow, the warmth of this individual carrying you, fighting off the hypothermia that is threatening to take you. What's going through your mind?
Oh, all the questions. Where do we go? What am I gonna do? Ruminating. My back fucking hurts. Really hurts. That hurts. It's cold. Is this the guy I shotgun hot monsters with?
It could be, but I mean, in the moment, everything was.
I mean, it's definitely one of the questions.
I mean, if you have any questions to ask, you are more than welcome to.
What have my studies told me about what I'm observing?
That you were being carried by a, 7.5 foot tall werewolf. You were just attacked by snow monsters. None of this makes any sense. This can't possibly be real. Surely this is a nightmare.
I love how you
And yet-
answered my other question, which is what do I perceive that is difficult for me to believe?
Yep.
All of it.
All of it.
I feel like Data just goes somewhere else.
There is a
Data's in a library somewhere. Mentally, just like reading the books in their head. Like
there is a moment where you go to just adjust, you're just trying to get feeling back into your extremities, taking your arm and kind of moving it in the shoulder, wiggling your fingers, and you go to move the other shoulder, and there's nothing. It's that shoulder that got ripped into. There is no feeling in that arm. I do need you to.
can I see if there's an arm there?
There is an arm, yeah.
Okay, cool,
It's
cool,
just
cool, cool.
the cold and the blood loss and everything settling in, the shock. It's just
You just wanted to
non-functional.
make sure it was still there.
So there's no input from you then, I'm guessing. You are just along for the ride.
I think if my arm's not feeling, I'll probably try to, if I can, poke that arm with the other arm to see if, like, you ever just like start feeling on both sides to figure out, does that arm move?
I mean, you
Or is
could
it
reach
just
over and like touch it with your gloved hand and look down at the glove and see that it is slick with blood.
But I don't feel anything.
No, it's probably the
It doesn't
numbness and the
move.
cold.
Cool, 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 cool. I think I might quietly be like, my arm's not working.
Yes,
That's terrible.
I can tell. You're bleeding heavily.
Is that gonna be like a permanent thing?
I don't believe so.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a nap. I just pass out.
There's a moment where you feel the individual stop and kind of lean forward, and in the non-creepiest way that I can possibly describe it, sniff you a few times. Just to make sure that you aren't dying in their arms, but then press on.
I mean, I'm gonna take a nap now. It's not the worst final words.
And that would bring us over to the rest of you. The setup camp. Are we actually going to the camping phase, or are we going to the investigation phase?
We haven't done an investigation phase for a while.
We have not.
I think an investigation phase makes sense. I think Medi is having a bit of a PTSD moment from both the flashback and the things going on.
You wanna tell us what flashback is running through your head?
Sure. The thing I have to narrate is specifically narrate when you lost something or someone important to what hunted you. So I think that we talked about the thing that one of the people that is hunting Maria specifically is this billionaire who Maria may have borrowed without an expiration date Quixote from. She Five Finger discounted this lovely dog, and I think that she was leading an expedition or part of a team where they would learn to work in tandem, and before you can like be in sync with someone outside your species like your dog, you need to probably practice with like a partner. And I think there's probably somebody who's like a field expert, probably looks a little similar to Inari in some ways, that like in the camera it would like we don't see their face fully because in the moment where the loss happens, it's a fall that's a trap triggered by this person who's been hunting us, and they fall to this bottomless depth. And I think that she's looking at the collapse where we lost Data, and that's where we kind of get shaken back from, I can't believe I just lost another person. And there's just this Quixote does the dog thing where they like nuzzle their head against their owner's arm or hand to like get into a pet to bring them back to focus, and that's what brings her back into the scene, is just reflecting on the time that she wasn't able to save someone close to her. And
Do you feel like that's enough for a condition?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. At least one. Oh no, I have two already. Cool. Oh. I think fatigued makes sense. I think
Absolutely.
Maria is tired. And I think there's just like the darkness around her eyes, under her eyes grows. She's one of the younger members of the party, but she just again gets older, as another like it's just another weight on top of like, okay, another one fucking down, and she's just tired.
Yeah. Thankfully, you are able to stop, sit by the relatively small fire that is trying desperately to warm you all back up. And you were able to at least take this moment to consider the actions that you're about to take. And I think honestly for the first time actually enter an investigation. So from here, you can seek allies, which I think the only established ally that we have currently in the bank is Mixcat, the goblin hacker, the Twitch streamer VTuber goblin hacker. You can also chart routes, which does it as it says. It lets you kind of explore the area, find safe passageways. You can do some research into the mythic artifact, and you can try to hone the truth.
I do have something special for Hone the Truth.
Okay.
Where
Cool.
I can actually, it depends on what we want to do, but I don't have to use 2 lore.
Oh,
I can use one of my items.
that's very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, absolutely.
Yeah, I think like especially after like receiving that recording of that sat phone call, I think she's going to be trying to use one of her secret prototypes that she got last session to kind of make it clearer to hear, and hopefully combining it with like the one of her lore that she's accumulated on this trip.
I am going to offer you something a little unorthodox. Instead of offering you a truth, I'm going to offer you another intuition question.
Ooh.
The intuition question being, what secrets of the Children of the Wolf reveal themselves to me here?
Oh shit.
I like it. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Is that okay, guys?
Yo,
So-
yo, take that. Take that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to take that. I'm gonna take it and run.
Before he says otherwise.
You got it.
So just to repeat, the intuition question is I just need the intuition question repeated.
I got you. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
There you go. Anyone else?
Can we donate our own for this Hone the Truth? Or are we moving on to other
If-
roles in the investigation?
No, if someone else wants to hone the truth, you can absolutely pool your resources.
I have a map and an aid, and if you didn't pick, remember when I got that 6 or something, so everyone got either an aid or a lore.
Mhm.
So I have that, a map and an aid, if anyone
I
needs
have
that.
2 lore if you want one.
If
so.
Yeah, we can turn that into 1, and then I can turn the map into the other lore. That would be 2 truths out of that.
I would offer you the same deal.
Oh shit. An intuition question or that
An
intuition?
a different intuition question.
Gimme.
I already know that you're going to eat this up, so I don't even know why bothering to ask. But would you like an intuition question of what would the keener senses of a great wolf pick up here?
Yeah, I'll take that, Upito. Gimme. Okay, shit. Can you repeat that? Because I was just really excited.
Yes. What would the keener senses of a great wolf pick up here?
Pick up here. Cool. Gonna ask that question as soon as we're done with this shit. Gracias, Upito.
Mm-hmm. I mean that this is all stuff from the book. Like
That's cool. I thought you were making that up on the thing. That's neat.
there's enough like written down in the keeper's menu that you could run this adventure probably 6 times and have different outcomes and different things happen every single time. It's crazy.
Sick.
But yeah, there's your intuition question.
Rad.
Anyone else got anything you'd like to do?
We're in the investigation phase, right?
We are.
Sorry. My internet decided it just wanted to stop working
Yeah.
for a little bit, so do we know exactly what kind of artifact we're going after?
You do. You have these stories of the
Oh, right, it's the horn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
war horn.
I think I would like to research the artifact.
Absolutely. Are you seeking out what the locals already know?
Kind of? Like, the locals had tales
Oh, wait,
about
no.
it, right?
I'm sorry. Are you seeking out what the locals know? I misread that.
I mean, I still kind of like, yes? Like, we know... I don't know, it's kind of a weird question, I feel like, but...
I feel like the way that they wanted to ask it, even though it's worded a little odd, is basically, are you going and asking locals information?
Oh. Then no.
I think that's the intent of the question.
Okay, I see. So, yeah, that would be a no.
Can you recall one stories that you've heard about this artifact?
Karish cannot, but I am sure Edwina definitely does.
There's a few times that you've all had opportunities to talk with locals and hear stories and
Yeah.
read stories. Yeah.
Because didn't like the guy in the village and everything talk to us a bit, and we had the
We
letter.
did.
And
Oh, yeah, a
everything,
while,
too,
yeah.
I believe the first
Yeah,
episode,
episode 1.
too.
No, that was
Absolutely.
us. Yeah, we were thinking the same one. High fives.
And your playbook question.
My playbook question is,
no.
My legacy. From a different civilization that is not my own. So in a way, it's not really. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Do you want to spend any bonds or lore or?
I would actually like to use my stolen artifact.
Oh, okay.
It gives me two dice to my pool when I use it, and I have to mark off on my little tracker that I'm using it once.
Okay.
Yeah. No, nothing bad happens yet. My highest is a 5.
5. You learn something new about the artifact. You gain a lore, and I will give you a dangerous lead. And here in the tomb, dangerous leads are just that. They are dangerous. You are seeing a lot of Roman architecture, some Roman designs, just there's so many hints of so many different cultures around you, but it is specifically the Roman aspect that is sticking out to you. It is your Roman Empire. And should you wish to follow that lead, you feel like there is something important waiting for you, but dangerous. All right. But yeah, you are just neck deep in studying about all of the lore carved on this 25-foot tall door. Inari, anything? Nothing? You got it. Then, as we are sitting and warming up and getting ready to set out again, you would all hear a crack just echo out from the tunnel. Not exactly the one you'd come from, but in that general direction. You'd hear something hit the ground hard, and then the footsteps that sound like claws against ice. Not running, very casual pace headed towards you.
Hey, what would the keener senses of a great wolf pick up here, my dude?
The scent of kinship.
Scent of kinship?
Kinship.
Oh. This is, you know what? Fuck it. We're leaning. I think that Maria sniffs the air and Quixote sniffs at the same time, and it's not a wolf's howl, but it's like a yell of like in some I forget what they call it in boleros or in like songs where like there's like the gallo like yelp. She does something like that, so it's a loud like almost wolf howl when she realizes that it's friendly, and hopefully she's reading the right scent on the wind.
Absolutely.
Signaling them to come this way.
I think Edwina is definitely going to turn from the rock at that point, be like, and then go back looking at the door.
Oh no, the family's back. It's good. Oh, thank God. I was so worried.
And you would also pick up the scent of Data and a lot of blood.
I think that snaps her back to focus but at right attention. She's just literally waiting to essentially attack Data to like, okay, we're going to fix this right now. I'm going to pass you to a nerd who knows how to fix your arm. Like, full, I'm going to take care of you now. I'm so glad you're not dead.
Yeah. Data, who is currently unconscious, is being carried in by the werewolf that had welcomed you into the monastery, that had showed you the entrance to the tomb underneath, and had been so interested in all of your stories and hearing about life off of this mountain, and would just come up to the fire, very gently set them down, where you can immediately start tending to the arm, start, sewing it up, getting the bleeding to stop. Well, the bleeding has stopped at this point, but blood loss and the cold have kind of done some of the work for you, but this does still need to be sewn up before it gets worse.
I don't know what to. First, I don't know how to thank you. Second, I don't know how you found us. But third, what can we do to repay you?
I found you because the Great Wolf told us where to find you. These trespassers, they've entered the tomb. They seek to defile it, to take the war horn for themselves. If you want to repay us, stop them.
Absolutely. We were on the same side, and now we've got even more reason to help you. Yeah, we'll take them. We'll make it right. We'll stop them.
Good. And the individual whose name that you definitely all remember would set down Data, just pause for a moment to look at the door.
If Data's still asleep, Data is clinging to the warm, fuzzy person.
Definitely,
With, the arm that can cling.
I think like Quixote would like be like the kind of intermediary to like of Fuzzy that would be like, shifted on the hospital gurney, but like from Fuzzy to Fuzzy.
Yeah.
I will try and mend them as best I can. How bad does the shoulder look?
The cold did actually help, but it is going to take a little bit of time and quite a few stitches, but it's nothing you haven't patched up before.
Alright, I just didn't know if I would need to use anything else.
No.
So.
As long as you have basic medical supplies, you'd be fine.
All right, no mystery
Edward
soldiers
Elric
getting
today.
stabbed today.
So, I think I'm actually going to... Oh, it wouldn't matter if we removed any of your conditions because you're in your shadow self. Healing you would do absolutely no good.
I mean, if you want to take off a few, though, I mean...
Well, once you leave your shadow self, you clear your conditions, so...
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, my contexts are a little blurry and this text is real small.
Yeah. It's gonna eat into your time just a little bit, unless you want to do like an emergency, just like break some smelling salts underneath their nose, or if you want to give them some time to rest and wake up on their own.
Well, yeah, that's why I basically was. So I think at this point, the doctor will just kind of look at everybody and say, do we want them time to rest or up now? I have a way to quicken things.
She looks at the wolf guys. You say the guys are there in the tomb now?
Yes. The entire mountain feels their trespass.
Normally, I'd say give them rest, but wake them up if you can.
Right. I'm gonna get in my doctor's kit, and I keep it very secret and very safe. But I'm gonna use one of my prototypes,
Yeah.
healing prototypes.
Totally tested and safe, FDA approved serum. Does it naturally come with any effects?
Well, it's not very pleasant. It's like getting stabbed with adrenaline. And there now she has worked on it where you're not mindless anymore. Like you aren't able to be controlled at this point. Your mental faculties are all there, but you feel stronger, more unstoppable. It's kind of like a confidence booster in a way, and what the side effects are is that if you are injured at all, you're gonna feel it healing, and it is not pleasant.
How would that confidence boost work with my fear of everything and everyone all of the time?
What is the condition that you have to meet to get out of your shadow self?
To escape, you must ask someone, can you show me the truth of who you are? If they show you something they have not shown anyone else, gain one bond with them. Return to normal and clear one condition.
I think with the knowledge that this is bringing you back from the brink, that Ariadne is probably the one that you could ask this question to and feel like you are getting an honest answer. Anyone else that you're asking right now you would just assume that they're being disgenuine, that they're lying to your face, that they're looking out for themselves. They don't actually care. But Ariadne did something for you that was truly miraculous, and you can maybe trust them.
Such an awkward sentence. I hate that question so much. Can you show me the truth of who you are? Imagine asking that to somebody. Anyone, right now.
Show me who you are!
Who
Who are you?
Tell me your truth. Forsooth.
Frozen 2 music starts playing, and now we're all Elsa in the caves. Yeah, I think like she hides it if she uses this syringe ever. This is very dangerous stuff that she works with, and it uses up. She's only got 2 left. But she'll stab it in their arm.
Duh!
Wakey.
Yeah.
Gonna hurt like hell, but alive is better than dead, so.
Questionable in this. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I'm not used to feeling those bones. Ow.
It'll be better soon, and she'll like start a stopwatch. When it stings, you'll be fine.
The figure of the werewolf has turned and has started to walk away.
Hey, welcome back, Data, and will pull out her machete and then give it to them handle side and be like, you can bite down on this if it hurts too bad, and just like, yep. Just
that that would hurt my teeth probably.
That's what the handle's for. You'll be fine.
Oh.
Technically, you'd probably hurt your teeth worse by clamping down on themselves, so up to you.
I owe you something. when we're out of this shithole. I don't know. You like ice cream? Okay, it's cold. What's the opposite of ice cream but in the same vein? That's like warm. Yeah, I don't know why I'm...
I don't know.
Well, I don't... Okay, this is funny. I guess I can see why the dentist does this all the time.
Yeah. You mean like the flaming bananas, whatever that dish is called?
Flambe.
Is that
Yeah.
flambe bananas?
Bananas Foster. That's
All right,
pretty
we'll get
good.
some...
Bread pudding with the whiskey sauce.
All right, I'll get us a fuckload of banana pudding, banana
bread
Foster,
pudding.
flambe.
Bananas Foster bread pudding from that one place in Kingsville.
Very specific reference. But Data and Lydia know this intrinsically. She puts the machete back into their mouth, and I'm gonna go talk to your werewolf boyfriend. I'll be right back.
Get his name.
Hey, buddy, wait up.
You just stop.
Okay.
This
Sorry,
is
that was
not
really funny.
comfortable.
Can you give us? Is there? You guys study this. This is where you know all of your culture. Can you give us any heads up, or do we just have to go in and find out for ourselves? What should we?
There
prepare
are
for?
things I could tell you, but you will not survive that place with my assistance. You need to survive it of your own merit, or it will consume you.
I'm unfortunately really used to tests, but so is my crew. Thanks.
Data's getting used to getting consumed.
And real quick, what's your name? You don't wear a name tag or nothing.
Brother Otker.
Brother Odker. Okay, yeah, that's. Thought you were Jim. You looked like a Jim. Okay, Brother Odker. Thanks, guy. Lights up the cigar and just shouts, "Brother Odker, I got his scent now, so we're good." I learned to get sense.
You would hear a low, "And I yours," as he turns it. Now on all fours,
Oscar.
would
Was
start running
was he
off.
the only one that came in?
Yes.
No.
But you're all awake, more or less in one piece. And there's the tomb door ahead of you. There does not seem to be any locking or unlocking mechanism, no switches or handles. It is just two massive slabs of stone carved and planted next to each other.
Sure. But what would the keener senses of a great wolf pick up here?
Also, I just remembered I haven't technically asked the question, so
shit,
Data's
shit.
still in the shadow.
Oh no.
I mean, two of us are in our shadow selves, so you're fine.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
good
it's
company.
Cool.
2 out of
Cool.
the 5.
Yeah.
We're still majority, not shadow self, but Maria is real fucking close.
It's not gonna come out at the worst time.
No.
No, absolutely not.
That's fine. It's fun. We're just terrified of everything. And the thing that saved her before just left.
The thing is my shadow self is not even the worst part of my character. Like, it's some of the options I have if I fail rolls.
Nice. Tracks.
I,
The keener senses of a wolf would pick up the old and dried scent of blood.
When old, are we talking years and decades and centuries, or are we
Yes.
talking like
Decades at least.
shit went down here? A long time ago. Which I guess makes sense.
Like, how long ago are you saying?
Long before any of us.
Like a fortnight or a fort century.
The latter. The latter, yeah.
Is that
Fourth
2 centuries then?
century.
Is that
Fourth
2
century.
centuries then?
Look, I never fully
I wouldn't
remember
quote
what a
me.
fortnight
I'm
is.
a long ass time.
Okay. Like, are we talking about like the 60s, or are we talking more about, you know, Roman Empire era?
Well, a fourth century would be like 14 centuries, right? That's how that works. 'Cause fortnight's like 14 days.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So it's either 14 centuries or it's 2 centuries, depending on how you're counting it.
It's old as shit.
Now, are we talking about dinosaur shit? Or are we talking about...
Snowball.
Does anybody hear a Nokia?
Snowball. Nerds. Door.
Focus. I'm the muscle, you're the brains. Focus.
Exactly. Canon. She laughs, but now it's like, okay. Well, shit went down. What hidden dangers lurk nearby? And like besides the okay, so I know there's old blood, but is there current dangers here that I can see or
No.
What have my studies told me about what I'm observing?
You are staring at what would be equivalent of basically a history book, just carved out across this entire door.
Is it more information that I've gotten from the previous carvings? Is it like filling in little holes in my knowledge?
It
Or
does
is
seem
it
to be filling in
Have
holes.
questions that I've
Right.
answered by other things I've thought.
We keep doing this, you and I, but yes, we are filling in holes.
Let's go. Filling up those holes.
It seems to be at any point that anyone came into contact with this door, with this area, that came hunting the warhorn or the great wolf, they left their mark.
They got their holes.
Yes, they got their holes filled.
They left their mark. We get yep.
Yep. Fuck.
So I guess what secrets? It's just gonna get worse. What secrets of the children of the wolf reveal themselves to me? 'Cause
Well,
there's
it's
a
so
lot of revealing
funny
going
that
on.
you would ask, because I have an artifact flashback for you.
Hey!
Staring at this door, you would all see a scene almost jump out at you. It is in the 400s, and Christian Rome erects monasteries all across the Alps, built atop even more ancient sacred sites than this. A lone builder stumbles across what you know to be the Warhorn, and curiosity getting the better of him, he sounds it. Moments later, people in surrounding villages, those not yet converted to the Roman faith, all begin to fall ill with strange diseases that leave crimson, claw-like marks upon their bodies. That is flashback number 3 of 6. But I ask you again. There's a door in front of you. How would you like to get past it? What would you like to do?
I have one intuition question.
Absolutely.
Uh,
If it's about filling holes, I'm not answering it.
it's not about holes, I promise. Well, I mean, what is everyone else missing about this situation?
That's a great question, and the mural on this door is incomplete. There is a
Oh,
space that
yucky.
has yet to be finished.
Did any of you do arts and crafts in school? I rather hope so.
I had to study it. I didn't get good marks on the actual execution of it.
I mean, I typically draw down the stuff that I find.
I make pretty good macaroni art.
At this point, I think it's going to have to do. Mural's missing. There's part of it that isn't there. So
Is there any part of what I've seen on the other murals we've looked at that would help me fill that in?
I think it's safe to say that you're recognizing that you need to add to the door. You need to add your story to the door.
Oh.
Ooh, anybody got one of those cameras that prints out like a Polaroid?
No,
We could just
sorry,
take
I
a
left
picture of
that
all of us
in my
right
other
now and just
backpack.
stick it. We need to like.
Oh shit. I mean. Okay.
Is
I'd
there
be-
a lot of rocks around?
Yeah, I would say so.
Wynn's going to go just pick up a rock and start doodling, I guess, drawing stick figures, like a little stick figure dog and a little like a stick figure for each of the people with the rock. Just
Ooh,
Yeah,
add us
like- kinda like
shotgunning
cheap
hot
art.
monsters.
okay.
It's
and then
important
she
part of the
draws-
story.
She draws like
Oh,
a
like, how
really
do you
bad
depict
stick
that?
figure with a lot of hair on it, with holding a little can in its little stick figure hand.
is anything changing when this happens? Because I think that's what Ariadne would be looking for.
I have a question for the players, and I leave it to you to determine how in character this feels to you. I need all of you to give something up. Something that means something to you. It could be an object, it could be a memory. As long as it is something that means something, either positive or negative to you, as you are all being carved into this door.
I know the one that's gonna hurt the most, and I think that's the one I'm gonna pick because I thought about leaving behind the machete for to show like there wasn't any like intention of trying to fight. But I do have a couple bonds, one with Wynn and one with Inari, specifically the bond of healing Inari. Or when Inari healed her during that I think flashback.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that one up. I will give that story of like this was a time when someone helped me. This is what we're trying to do here.
And you're not going to lose the memory. You're still going to have it. It just won't have any meaning for you.
Damn. Cool.
that
Brutal.
that carving of Maria seems to fully meld into the stone and become part of the door.
The only gear I have left is a weapon I barely know how to use.
I would happily accept that artifact, the one that let you see back in time once.
I had it marked off because it was the one that was taken.
This
By
won't mark it
Inari.
off. This will remove it from your inventory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
The significance of that moment where you knew there was a bigger picture, where you knew there was a world you barely started to tap into, that excitement, that joy, that fear, that exhilaration you had in that moment will be gone. It'll mean nothing to you anymore.
I was gonna make it very harder for Dave to get out of their shadow self.
Okay. Then the carving of data in the door would fully meld in and become part of the tapestry.
I think it partly comes because she's in her shadow self. And it is a memory from when her wife and they figured out the base formula for this serum and what it would mean for people if it was used. It was this moment of hope and clarity and that feeling that you were on the right path. And more importantly, because of the person that I was sharing it with.
Absolutely. I have a follow-up question for you. If you took away the hope and the positivity and the love that that moment gave you, what would that serum mean? What emotions would be left that is tied to that serum?
Power and control.
Absolutely. Yeah. That spark of hope amidst all of the awful things that Storm has done would fade as your etching melds into the door. And Edwina, as you carve out the last stick figure, which, as you look back at the others, they look nicer than they did when you were initially carving them. So, maybe you're a better artist than you thought.
Well, see, it's the hash, like the hash marks that you have to put in, and it's the details.
You're so good at filling holes.
Thank you, Data.
So what are you giving up?
I am going to give up. It's not a gear item. It's one of my aesthetics, I guess. There is a symbol that Edwina wears. She wears it as like a pendant on a necklace, and it's her family coat of arms. And in theory, it betrays, who she is. She doesn't like to wear it out in the open very often, just because. But she still felt that, it's family. Yeah, family are dicks, but she still was raised with all of this pressure and everything. And so that coat of arms symbolized that. And sure, she probably used it once or twice and like, hey, look at who my family is, look at who I am.
Okay.
But it feels like something that ancient and that much meaning in this case would make sense to offer up in exchange for entrance.
What would you say the specific emotions tied to that symbol would be?
There's a lot. Part of it is pride in her family because they were great explorers. There is a lot of good-ish history, but there's also shame because there is the fact that they did desecrate other civilizations' holy sites and did take things in not nice ways from other people.
Mhm.
So it's this battling emotions of both pride and shame would be the main two.
Ooh. Follow-up question. What's left without that pride and shame in that symbol? What emotion is remaining?
Inadequacy. Because she knows
Love that answer.
she's still part of that family, but now she's like, doesn't have that deep connection to it anymore. Almost, it's
Yeah.
something that she has to live up to.
Okay. And the moment you finish your little stick figure, it melds into the stone. And the doors, for a moment, crack as if they're about to fall to pieces and start another cave in, but instead, they just start to fold inwards, grinding stone against stone. And the way ahead of you is open. Past the massive stone tapestries, you would see a winding passage, all lined with very elaborate, almost hyper realistic stone carvings of faces. The carvings all progressing very subtly from human to canine as you walk, with very careful, very precise attention being paid to those impossible features that slowly take over the very human aspects.
Animorphs cover.
And you are greeted by wind blasting through these tunnels, creating an eerie, echoing symphony, a cacophony of howling like noises that almost seem to be emanating from these carvings. And considering that we unfortunately are down a player due to unforeseen circumstances, I think we come in here, episode 4, we tackle the final tomb and the puzzles and the dangers within as a team, and we race Storm to the Warhorn.
Hell yeah.
Thank you all so much for being here, for being an incredible cast, for telling this super fun story. I admittedly, I know, come at me if you will, Powered by the Apocalypse, not typically my jam. I've played a few different Powered by the Apocalypse games, but I admit that this one has definitely struck a chord with me, and I think I will be playing this in the future, after we're done with this, of course. But for now, thank you to everyone that came out to watch us and support us. We love you all so very much. And I want to go around, give it a chance to tell you who they are, where you can find them in the internet, and then we will get out of your hair and let everyone get some rest. We'll go left, right, top to bottom as we do, which means that we are starting with Rose.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Rose. I use they, she pronouns, and today I played Maria, who played the Hunter playbook and also used they, she pronouns. You can find me on Instagram at Rose from the Grave, all underscored. And the things that I play in, besides on the Lost Caravan, you can find me on alternating Tuesdays, either on Live from the Apocalypse, on our gritty near space sci-fi adventure game, Tenebrous, where I play Jojo, the engineer with line cook energy, and then the other Tuesday is Entropy Emporium, where I play the very opposite end, where I play Theodora Lomax. I'm guest starring on They Call Us Villains, and I torture a bunch of kids who have superpowers and absolutely deserve all the bad things that happen to them. But hey, we just all lost our superpowers, so some wacky shit's gonna go down. Besides that, those are all my things. So thank you very much, and thanks for watching.
Yeah. that brings us over to Mary.
Here we go. Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I've been playing Ariadne, our crafter who's stuck in the shadow self, but we'll get there. Where you can find me online, you can find me on the Hell site at Nerd on Wheels 15 or everywhere else at The Nerd on Wheels. Coming up for me, you can find me every other Monday on Lancer Hell's Gate back here. We just dealt with the crone. And there's a lot more questions, even though we got a lot of them answered. So if you want to see the outcome of that and battling a power hungry guy that's trying to make the Hunger Games happen, go see that every other Monday. And then every other Wednesday, you can find me on Enchanting Sorcery Productions for Fandelver and Below, Halia's Harriers. A group of us are working with the Zentarum to fight the fascist government and try and save the town of Fandelver. And it's a pretty interesting run on D&D. We've tossed out all the lore that we don't like and made our own. And then we are having a special part 3 of our Walking Dead one-shot, and that is Wednesday, September 18th. Someone has been shot in the neck with a crossbow bolt. Another person is lost in the woods, and we're trying to try and make fetch happen again. It's gonna be a wild ride, but go check that out and everything else. I usually post on social media.
Heck, yeah. Lancer is such an amazingly fun game. If anyone here hasn't played with giant mechs and explosions and giant monsters, and highly recommend if you love tactical turn-based combats. But brings us over to the player who I vote to give the award of gave the GM the most trouble keeping a straight face all night. Over to Moss.
I do that a lot. Hi, I'm Moss, X Moss Star X. There's dots around the Moss on TikTok and Instagram. Not on Twitch. Underscores on Twitter. I'm not really there much. My pronouns are they, them. I forgot that earlier.
Oh, God.
You can find me at High Shelf Collective tomorrow night for Omega the Rookies, Mass Effect Attack of Cyberpunk Red. Some dude's trying to kill us. It's fun. You know, I'm just trying to be my messy pop star self, and it's not going great. And then this, next time we play this, that's it. That's all I got right now.
I love Cyberpunk Red. We've had technically one aired episode in our campaign, The Fall of the House of Red, and oh God, I love everything about that system. I love how minute in details your characters can be, and how every little skill can matter at just the right moment. Like, another game, if you've never played Cyberpunk Red or The Witcher for that matter, go play them. They are so much fun.
Give yourself at least 24 hours to build that character, though, because it is in depth. It is not I could do this 5 minutes before stream. It's not. You're gonna have a bad time. I didn't do that, but
or just come
close
find
enough.
me. I'll sit down with you for like an hour. We'll build a character. Literally, teaching people games and building characters with people is one of my absolute favorite things to do.
Also, Cyberpunk Red has some very hilarious mods, like the Mr. Stud implant, which my character Riot has.
Mm-hmm. And then that brings us over to Karish.
Hi, I'm Karish Valendar, she, her pronouns. You can find me on social media, Karish Valendar, or just Karish. Let's see, I'm not really doing anything this month because my weekends are stupidly and whatever. But next month, October, on Tuesdays, you'll probably find me most of the time over on Paths and Dragons. I will actually be running Trophy Dark over there for the first week. They do their Halloween extravaganza, so every week is a different game run by a different game master, and they're all spooky and creepy. So I will be running Trophy Dark. I'm also going to be a part of a public access game over there as well. So I'm excited for it, and I like leading spooky games. But other than that, that's all I got.
That just leaves me. I, of course, have been Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game. Also, Raiders from Records of. I just had Records of the Realms. Thank
Records
you
of
all
the
so much
Realms.
for the raid. We're playing the Tomb Raider TTRPG tonight. Obviously, we have one more episode in 2 weeks, but obviously, if you like TTRPG stuff, we did tons of campaigns. So you're, of course, all more than welcome to come hang out for Fallout, for Lancer, for Cyberpunk Red, for Old Gods of Appalachia, for I'm definitely missing one, but we do tons of stuff here. But that's all we got. Who do we have that we can throw a raid over to? Let's go for Lollygaggers are live. Let's go to the Lollygaggers. Lollygaggers, I hope I spelled that right. All right. That is all we got for you tonight. I can't wait for the final episode of this when we finally get to tackle the tomb. The tombs in this game are so much fun. There's so many pieces. There's so many puzzles. It's all so good. But I'm gonna throw a raid over to our friends at the Lollygaggers, and that's it. That's all we got for you. As always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.